Obama's carbon plan announced yesterday will dramatically increase utility rates throughout the whole United States. 40% of our electricity comes from coal, and he's basically going to make coal illegal. And we're going to have to switch from coal to natural gas in the short term and renewables in the somewhat longer term. If his program goes, well, it won't go through. It's executive order. He can just order it. And that's going to cause a huge bill in terms of reconverting the plants, closing plants, building others, opening them. And of course, the renewables are only economically viable if they're subsidized. So it's going to cost even more money. We're going to feel it in our utility bills, every single one of us. And for what? They're not regulating coal because it'll make you sick. They're regulating coal because of the effect of climate change. It has nothing to do with particulate emissions from coal that go through the atmosphere and get into your lungs and can cause cancer. Those have already been regulated down, down, down as a result of the Clean Air Act of 1970. And there are scrubbers, there are particulate controls, there are all kinds of controls on that smokestack to screen that stuff out. What they're dealing with is just simple carbon, like in carbon dioxide, the stuff I'm breathing as I'm talking to you. And that has no pollution effect, no effect on health. What it does do, they claim, is to increase global warming and climate change. Well, first of all, let's understand that China secretes 27% of the world's carbon, and the United States 16%, and the European Union 13%. And China is soaring in its exchange, and we're all going down slightly. To get it straight, each year, China increases its emissions of carbon by enough to equal the total emissions of the country of Japan. And after every 4 years, it equals the total emissions of the United States of America. And the world atmosphere doesn't care where the carbon comes from. If it causes global warming when it comes from China, it's as bad as when it comes from the United States. And India also, at 6% of the global emissions, observes no controls. And even if we assume that that assumes that global warming is man-made, and there's all kinds of evidence that it's largely not, and that assumes global warming is happening. There has been a 17-year pause in increasing global temperatures, and that was not predicted. Each year confounds the scientists that it's continuing. And there's a great deal of evidence that suggests that the Earth is in fact cooling, not warming. This is all one great big fiction, one great big facade that has been erected by the left in order to mandate controls of industry, controls of power plants, and to give the federal government control over the entire economy. Healthcare took over 17% of the economy. This stuff is going to take another third of the economy and put it under direct government control, all in the name of something that is very possibly a fiction. And if we're wrong, if there is climate change going on, the estimates of the scientists range from 2.5 degrees to 10 degrees by 2100. Well, 10 degrees seems to be an outlier. And if it is 2.5 degrees or so, so the ocean increases a foot, 2 feet. You build dikes. You do what they've been doing in Holland for centuries. And you adapt and you adjust. There's no reason to stop the entire world from functioning. This is absolutely incredible, and it's being done without the vote of Congress, against the wishes of Congress, which rejected cap and trade, all by executive order. Thanks for watching.